why you play with me. Don't play with me, it's the only thing.
Please, allow me to show you something.
And I love Gobert taking the matchup against Joker.
Elijah against David Robinson. He wants to. Elijah has David Robinson just bamboozled.
Bryant's got it now. Feel it out.
Not the old-fashioned way. Kobe on a spin, what a pivot.
What's good, YouTube? It's E-Money back again with another video, and this is going to be my post-pivot tutorial for you guys. I'm going to be breaking down how to successfully execute pivots in all areas for you. So as you see here, we're going to be doing hop, step, reverse pivots. Shout out to my man Black Cobra. I'm going to be showing y'all the past fake pivots. I was supposed to get this done earlier. I didn't get a chance to do it, but I'm going to bring it to you here with this guide. Also here, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do reverse pivots as well. And by the way, if you guys like that De'Aaron Fox combo right there, check out my De'Aaron Fox dribble sig video. I just dropped it. The link will be in the comment section below. I'm also, got to do my man justice, Kobe Bryant. I'm going to be showing y'all how to do the pivots, the Kobe pivot, I would like to say. I'm going to be giving you guys tutorials on that, breaking down every aspect on what to look for and how to execute these jings. Like I said, hop step, also reverse pivots from the front as well. So I'm going to be showing you guys that there too. Also, then once you guys learn everything here, you're going to just be able to be creative with it. You're going to learn how to put together combinations yourself and just execute all different types of pivots and get your footwork up. So let's get it started. First things first, I want to go over the timing with pivots. There are usually two different types of pivot animations. One I'm showing you here with my man Sagoon from the Rockets here. This kind of lean back animation, and it originated from the other well-known Rocket here in Hakeem Olajuwon. It's a little lean back animation, and this is a little bit of a quicker post pivot. You're going to need to be able to look for the cues here in order to pivot correctly. And one of the biggest cues you're going to find are the heel liftings. Whenever you see a heel lift on the pivots, this is what you want to look for to know when it's time to execute that pivot. And once you see that there, you immediately want to start going in the other direction in order to finish out that pivot. So now let's look at another different post fadeaway animation with Patrick Ewing here, where it's the more roundish type of fades, and these have a little bit more of a window in order to go ahead and execute that post pivot. It's not as tight of a window as the previous one with Hakeem, but it's the same cue you want to look for here with the heel. As soon as you see this heel lift right here, this is when you know it's the cue in order to go ahead and start that pivot. You don't really want to watch the ball for the pump fake. You really want to pay attention to the heels. It'll really get you more direct with it. But now, speaking of direct, let's look at direction and how we're going to go ahead and know which way we're going to aim the stick in order to go ahead and execute these pivots correctly. So luckily, Patrick Ewing has both of those animations, so I can show you guys here an example. But really, when it comes to directioning with the pivots, you really want to just focus on practicing, because depending on the camera angle, it's always going to determine which direction you want to go in. So for example, you saw me pull the right stick downward in one direction, and I went towards the right stick in the left direction in order to get this pivot correctly, right? So now, looking at a different animation here with the Hakeem one, I go downward, same way to start a regular post fade animation, but this time for this direction, I'm going upward towards the right. So I'm going diagonally upward. So I'm showing you guys this example here to show you this is one way where I was able to execute these two different types of pivots. But when I use a different player but similar animations, right, I went downward with the stick to start the fade, but I went upward towards the left with the right stick this time to get that pivot. It wasn't the same direction before. I went straight to the left. Now this one here, I'm using Joel. I go downward towards the left to start this fade animation, and then I went up with the right stick in order to finish it. So it's not going to always be the same type of direction to get it. You really have to learn to practice and understand the positioning of the player to get it down. So now let's look at reverse pivoting. With reverse pivots, you're going to get two different types of animations. You're going to get this one here where they kind of just stomp with 2 feet angled in one direction. This one, you're going to have a little bit of a quicker window. You need to really execute this, but it's the same cue. The heel lifting here, you want to pay attention to that to know when it's time to start that pivot. But you're a little bit of a tighter window with this. So if you ever see this type of animation, you want to be quick on your feet and knowing you got to execute this pivot in a tighter window. So now we have another reverse pivot animation here where he kind of swings the ball through. This one, you want to let the animation set a little bit. You don't want to try to predetermine which angle he's going to be, doing the pivot towards. You want to let the animation play out. And right when you see his arms fold up and you bring the ball to the side of his face like this, that's your cue to go ahead and finish out that pivot there as well. So the first one is a little bit of a quicker animation. The second one is a little bit slower. Here I'm just showing you different examples of me executing it here. But like I said, you just key in and watch these animations. I'm trying to do this successfully in repeated fashion just to show you how to get the hang of it. But like I said, you move the right stick in the direction of the basketball when you see that. Just follow through. That's the direction you want to aim in with that animation. And when you get this stomping one, just like this here, you want to go ahead and aim the stick directionally downward in the opposite direction of the ball. So diagonally go downward. Now you see the ball is left side up. I'm angling the stick downward in the opposite direction to go ahead and finish out that pivot there as well. So now let's go ahead and look at the final one we're doing for this guy, and that's the Kobe pivot. Now for the Kobe pivot, you want to try to always run at a 45-degree or a lateral angle. You never want to be going straight ahead because it's a little bit harder to execute there. At these angles, you have a better chance of going ahead and finishing that pivot animation because these are probably the most difficult ones you guys will have to deal with. You want to make sure you work on practicing, but at a 45-degree angle. And then once again, the heel cue is going to always be the main thing you want to focus on. Once you see them plant and their heels are up, that's when you know it's time to go ahead and execute that pivot animation with these. But the Kobe ones, you're gonna need to practice a little bit more. They're harder to execute there, but it is possible. The camera angle, like I said, will affect the direction, but once you go ahead and practice a lot, you will be able to get it down. And you can do pivots in all different types of ways. Step back, pump fake into the pivot, half spin into a pivot. You have different ways you can get creative. I go into a pump fake pivot, then reverse back the other way. You can start using everything I've shown you guys in this guide to execute all these different pivots and put everything together. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe on this video. If you have any questions, let me know. The next video I will have will be showing you guys how to use these pivots with hop steps in the post. And I'm also going to be showing you guys the pass fake pivots in the next guide. But I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. And it's E-Money signing out. Peace.